and welcome to a Merry Christmas Maya tutorial where we are going to have a go at quickly putting together a simple snowman. Yeah. I've done this a couple times, so hopefully I'll be able to do this pretty quick. Already have set up the project file, so if you go to File, you would have to Project Window and set up your project file, but already done that, so I can just go right ahead. And we're going to start off with a square. Now you may think I'm a bit mental for choosing a square, however it will all come to light later on. It'll be much easier with the making the faces and getting everything we wanted to. So yes, and also texturing if you want to add specialized texture to it. Right, what we're going to do is go up to this one. I'm just going to call this one head. And with a square, I'm going to scroll right down to the inputs. This is in the channel box, and I'm going to set the width, height, and depth to 6. And the subdivisions, I'm going to set all those to. And I'm going to choose the X and Y view. And if you want to be using the grid, I'm going to actually move my block up because I know it's 6. It has to be up Y by 3. So there we go. So it sits nicely on top of there. Numbers are great. So there we go. So we've already got the basics set up. So what we're going to do next, we're going to start by making the mouth. Using this method is really easy. So I'm going to select, well, first of all, I'm going to go into the modeling toolkit and we're going to select the faces. I'm just going to hold shift and select the faces. You may notice that I don't have symmetry on at the moment. I may be switching that on and off, so we'll get there. And we're going to extrude these edges. Now, as a rule of thumb, I always set to world unless a specific purpose. And to make things easier, I'm just going to go to the scale tool and just middle mouse button and just pull it into scale for the mouth. Don't have to make any shape or anything at the moment, we can do that much later. Hit extrude again, and just going to, this time, going to pull it in just enough to form the lip, just around the lip area. And I'm going to hit extrude again, world, and pull it back, but this time it's going to make it a bit wider. I might pull it back a smidge more, and I'm going to hit extrude one more time and just pull it back a bit more and just make it smaller, and there we go, we have a mouth. I'm also going to be switching between smooth preview, so hitting free, so there we go, got a mouth. If you want to right now, you can start shaping up the shape of the mouth, but again, I'm going to do that later. And in this instance, I've got the shape of the mouth, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to be using a cheat that anyone that's worked with Maya would know. We are going to be deleting half the head and then just replicating it later. This way I only have to work on the eye socket and the shape for one side. I don't have to worry about the other until I'm ready to duplicate and work on those details. So selecting that face, I'm going to switch to preview. No, what we're going to do is we're going to start making the area for the nose. Now usually you'd have like different areas, so we're going to be using the edge loop tool, and this is usually found in the mesh tools, and I'm going to undock this because I'm going to be using this quite a bit. So I'll just hide it just about there in between the outliner, and insert edge loop tool. This is a really nice handy one. So we're going to create an area for the nose. About there would do. Because this is going to be a snowman, I'm going to put a carrot on him. I'm not going to build like a big nose. Usually you would have another line, so you have two lines. One's going to be for the bulb of the nose, and then the other side going to be for nostril, but I'm not going to be building nostrils, so we'll need it. And also I'm going to build the line that goes underneath the nose, but it's going to go round the mouth, so that'll be handy here. Yeah, that'll do the trick. And also we've kind of built the bridge nose area here with the area for the eye socket, so that's there, so that's pretty handy. So that's all done, and I'm go and get my selector tool. You can also press Q. I'm going to go back to faces, and now I'm going to be doing the eye. So I'm going to select this area, it's going to be my eye, and hit extrude. World anchor it, or world axis. I'm going to get my scale tool, I'm just going to pull it in. This is going to be my eye. And you could use it as a point to move your eye to where you want it to be when you have from small close eyes or wide eyes. Hey, it's your snowman. Now I'm just going to extrude again, and just kind of similar to the mouth, just make it a little lip there for the eyes. Extrude again. I'm just going to put it well back, but I'm also going to scale it. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to make a little indent, so little push inwards slightly with the nose area, so that's going to put my carrot. So this little box here, I can also use as a time to just pull my nose area up a bit. I'm going to hit extrude and pull it in just a smidge, and no, I'm not going to bother making it bigger. Now, one little danger though is this guy right here, this face. Now, when you extrude, it pulls everything in, it looks the edges, etc. Now, this guy's going to cause me trouble because if I were to duplicate the other half, we're going to have a little slit in the middle. So this is a good time to delete those and just be aware of those things there. Now, let's have a quick look how this will look in Smooth Preview. Not bad, pretty scary. And you can see that little indent for the nose area. That's got a nice shape to it. The mouth, he looks terrified. So yes, probably this would be a good opportunity as well to add just a little bit more detail with the insert edge loop tool. I'm just going to put in a line going down here and across the eye just to keep its shape a bit more. Actually, I'm just going to try it again. I'm very happy with that. And I'm going to put one across the mouth here. So a bit more control, make it a wider mouth, etc. So now is the happy time to literally mech around the face and just make it look that much better. I am going to be using a combination of soft select and the ever so amazing sculpting tools here. For anyone that did not watch my last video, these tools are absolutely amazing. I'm going to put onto object mode. I'm going to get the tool settings. If you haven't got the tool settings, they're in. Just click on this little hammer icon here, and there you go. You can get the tool settings. I'm going to click on this tool here to allow me to move sections, and this one. If you have a massive tool, it's because it's probably like that size, the tool, which is ridiculous. So you can change the size manually in tool settings, or you can press and hold B on your keyboard and manually bring it down. Now this one is already set to, you see I've got two dots there, not good. So I'm going to turn off symmetry here, so just working on one area. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to manipulate the head. I'm going to just turn off my little head and just speed this up a bit, okay? And welcome back. So I have to say this is my best mouth so far. It doesn't look, you know, got a nice bit of a wrinkle there for when he's smiling, so that's pretty good. I might build on that. What we're going to do now, we're going to duplicate the other half, and then I'm going to speedily continue using the smooth tool. I found that extremely handy with trying to get the rounded shape of the head. It's still pretty square, so I've got to sort that out, but it'll be easier once I replicate the other side. So selecting the face, I'm going to there's one or two ways you can do this. You can go to the polygon tool, and you see here we've got the icon to mirror it, or you can go into, where is it on here? It's somewhere here. Here we go. If you're going to mesh, it's in mirror there. So I can click that and you can click the little box. I'm just going to hit mirror. And again, the awesome thing about the 2017 version about Maya, you get this guy. You get this box, so you can change the world axis, you can do the offset. So what the offset does is it moves so you can morph it. I'm going to keep that on 0. Quite happy with that. You can change the axis here from to Y, so it mirrors it horribly. Oh wow, the mouth looks horrid there. But yes, you can change things here. You can say with the vertices are merged, the edges, or do not merge them. So you've got all that. So I'm just going to have a quick look around just to make sure everything's good. One danger you may notice already, pretty okay for our snowman, is that when you make half the head, it is so easy to make the half really wide, but without the other side it doesn't look wide until you put them together and it looks like a massive fat head. But luckily with our snowman, that's the kind of look that's ideal unless you want to make a thin snowman. I've never seen a thin snowman, so no. Anyway, so there's me, I've married the head, so I'm gonna again speed up and just work the little details in there, and we'll catch you in a moment. Hello, welcome back, and yes, we've got our snowman looking between terrifying and nice. You may notice I'm switching, he looks suddenly smooth and then not smooth. This is his normal state in the polygon. This is smooth preview, so this is a preview of what it's going to look like when it's smoothed out, and I emphasize the word preview. This is not how it's actually going to look. This is his true form. So to get him to that smooth look, we are going to go to mesh, and there's a button called smooth here. I'm going to slam that button there, and the beautiful thing with this is that we've got these divisions. Now we're going to be using the smooth button a lot later on, and you'll see why. So if I increase the divisions to 4, you can see we've increased our polygon count to a stupid amount if you wanted an extremely detailed one, but I'm quite happy at, let's see, let's look at 2's too much. 1 is absolutely fine. What it does, for every face it adds an edge going horizontally and vertically across the surface, so yes. So it just adds a bit more detail and smooths the mesh out. So yes, I am really happy with my snowman. Just notice it's got a little bit of a corner bit there, needs a bit of smoothing. Just gonna grab the smooth tool and just just try and smooth this a little bit here. It's always good to rotate your model, look around and just see you know, how much smoothing is required. I'm quite happy with that. One thing I might, no, I won't do. So yes, that is snowman head. Yay! So we've got the most important bit, and luckily with the snowman, it doesn't need a lot of detail like most faces, so we can keep it quite minimal, but it also gives you the basics on how to get the correct edge flow and add it so you can set it up with the eyes and everything. So that's a nice quick way of doing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this head up and out of the way, goodbye head, and we're going to be working on the rest of the body, which is just going to be a series of balls. But the difference is with this one is that, well, I'll show you. You would think, okay, easy, I can just create a sphere, done. No. We're not going to be using spheres except for the buttons. We're not going to be really using spheres at all. And reason being, I'm just going to move this sphere to the side for demonstration purposes. We're going to be using, again, a square. And again, you're thinking, why is she using a square? Why not spheres? You know, they look perfectly round. It's all done. Well, the issue is, when it comes to adding any textures, though, we're not really going to add textures, complex textures to the snowman. It's just going to be white because it's made of snow. But later on in future, if you want to add textures, it'd be really difficult because if we look down here, we've got this triangular shape at the center of our circle. And that will cause huge issues later. It will cause abnormal stretching, and it just wouldn't look good. It's okay for things like eyes and such because you can put an iris in the center there. So if you've got something to put in the center there, fair enough. But I personally would stick to cubes. Now, again, you're wondering, but that's not round. Okay, easy fix. I'm going to go to mesh, and I'm going to go to smooth. I'm going to increase the divisions to 2. And there you go. You could even increase it to 3. And look, you cannot, other than one being small and the other in terms of smoothness, it doesn't look that different. But I am going to decrease this to 3. So you can, by eye, you can't really tell the difference. I'm going to see what happens if I decrease it to 2. Oop. Okay, you can kind of see it at 2, but for me, for my personal look, snowmen are not going to be perfectly round. You're going to have handprints and all kinds in there, so they don't need to be perfectly round. And for me, I work on, if I want to increase the poly count further, I can do that later. So, and when it comes to adding a texture to it, you can see we're working in quads, not a single triangle is there. It's all in quads, so it'll make texturing so much easier. So again, I'm going to grab the circle. We'll use the circle later, so I'm just going to, circle can move away for a moment. We're going to be working with this guy, and he's going to be our body. Can I increase its size? No, so I missed that opportunity, so I'm just going to do it manually. Just increase its scale. And we've got quite a big head, so this one will be, just gonna have a look. Gonna look in this view first. That is too much of a big body, so I'm just gonna bring it in. Again, you're going by. This is your snowman. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You can have a very tall snowman, very thin snowman. Quite happy with that for the body, and I'm gonna go to edit, duplicate. I'm just going to just to make a duplicate ball, and I'm just going to make this one a lot bigger. So there we go. A couple things I'm going to do. Just going to press space a few times. I'm going to grab all these guys and just pull them up slightly so it just sits on the grid there. Bring it down a smidge. Now, a couple things I'm going to do. I'm actually going to pull. Let's pull this guy to the side here. My axis is acting up there. It's a bit weird. I'm going to, with this guy, I want to make a bit of a dent, so I might do the same with this one. So with this guy, I'm going to grab modeling toolkit, get the vertices. And I get the absolute top vertice, hold B and just increase there. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. Will W work? No, W is being weird. Not sure why. Just going to Gonna increase the affected area. Just bring it down a smidge. Kind of give the illusion that something's been put on top of it. I'm also gonna pull this. Why is that? You all have things like this happening in Maya. Things will go wrong. Do not be afraid. Just work with it and hopefully you can get it sorted later. There we go. And with this guy, I'm going to do almost the same, just for the top though. I'm going to decrease the affected area, just bring it down a smidge, because that's where the head's going to sit nicely. Let's increase it a bit. Not too much, just so, there we go. Just add another detail, so now I can move it back into place. I'm gonna, yeah, looks pretty alright. Try other tools here just in case. There we go. There, we got it now, so it fits nicely. I'm just gonna go into my other previews and just see. If things go wrong like this, another thing you could do is just press 4 to go into wireframe and just make sure it lines up with the grid nicely there. So by eye, it looks fine. Again, this is a snowman. It doesn't have to be perfect. So 6 to bring up the texture view. Go back to perspective. My move is... There we go. So it looks like it sits nicely. Don't know what's... There we go. I have a few glitches. I'm gonna... So there we go, we got the basic body of our snowman there. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to save my file. So save as, and we'll call this one Snowman 01. Not Snowman, Snowman. There we go. Hopefully that will resolve any glitches or anything, so fingers crossed. Now we've got to add little details in there, so I'm going to be adding a hat. I'm going to be creating, well, using this circle to quickly create the coal for his eyes and a carrot. Actually, I'll quickly create his carrot now. Again, I'm going to be using, you may have guessed it, a square. I'm not using the cone. Reason being is we can do the same, well, similar thing we did before. Just going to bring this up, and I'm going to be working with the face. Turn off soft select. I'm just going to bring this up and make it very thin. Now I'm going to put on smooth preview just to see how it's going to look, and it looks like a very long weird bullet thing. That's because there's not enough edge loops in there, so I can increase that. So I'm just going to go to, where is it? Here we go, mesh tools. I'm going to have insert edge loop, and I'm going to put one down here at the base just to keep that shape, and one in the middle here. And if I go smooth preview now, you can see just by adding those edges we've got a nicer look to it, and the point doesn't look as sharp as the cone would be, and also again would be easier to texture. So yes, a lot better. And yeah, I'm gonna right now I'm gonna go straight into smoothing it. So mesh, smooth. Well, one division's absolutely fine. That's fine for a carrot. One thing I will do though, I'm going to increase its width area and put on soft select and just scale. Oops. Don't want to scale by height, so I'll try by width and depth here. That's a very odd shaped carrot. Let's increase the selection area. I'm going to turn off symmetry because I think that's mucking things up, and try. Much better. I can click on this. Much better, so I can give him a quite nice. That looks a bit more carrot-like. You already add nice bumps and things to it later, but again, I want to keep this relatively simple, so I shall quickly name this. What have I got? Why is everything called head here? Okay, that's slightly odd. Yeah, looks like my channel box has crashed. I'm just gonna close and restart, and I'll be back with you. Okay, saving the file and turning the program off and on again has solved the issue. So now I can click on that. That is polycube free, or it should be called carrot. And I'm just gonna do a nice, very quick job of moving said carrot. Well, first of all, rotating it. And I'm going to be using the rotation here, and it's going to be nice, straight 90 degrees. And then I can just move it to his nose. And I'm going to change the X here to 0, so it's absolutely dead center. Just bring it forward a bit. I suppose you could say it goes into the head of the snowman. That is a very long... He's got a huge carrot. Okay, let's decrease the size of his carrot. There we go. That looks... Again, using the 4 different views just to give me... We can put a little bit into, because you don't just... When you put a carrot on a snowman, you shove it in there. So... Make it a bit smaller again. Again, depends on your carrot. Do you want a long carrot? Make it a bit smaller. There you go. I'm happy with that carrot. And very quickly, I'm going to grab this circle. And I'm just going to move it. Let's see. Put X 0 there. I'm going to bring it forward a smidge. I'm going to place it over here. I'm going to make it a lot smaller. Now, what this is going to be is lumps of coal. Now, I could put like little dents and things and make it a bit more realistic, but no, I want to keep this that way. Just moving it. Yeah, that's pretty alright. So I'm gonna do, well, I'm gonna press Control D to duplicate, or you can go, well, actually, Edit, duplicate, and there's the shortcut there. And I'm just gonna, now this time, I know if I move it, it's gonna go to minus, so I'm just simply gonna put a minus there, enter, and it's gonna go right where I want it to, so that's pretty handy. And again, I'm just gonna duplicate this, put it on 0 there, and actually move this, and it's going to be starting... I'm going to flatten this guy a little bit, a smidge, just so he sits nicer there. I'm going to rotate it. Actually, I won't rotate it yet. I'm just going to quickly duplicate, pull it down. So this is going to be his buttons. Just going to add one more button. Oops. There you go. Just pull it. And now I can just do a little rotation just so it sits. And again, you're going to be shoving these into the body of the snow, because the snow, you know, unlike skin, you can, I don't know, push things in a bit, make sure they stay there. Let's have a look. Yay! So, next we're going to do is we're going to be adding a nice hat, and then finally we're going to do some tree branches. But first of all, yeah, we'll add his hat. His hat is going to be very easy to make. Just thinking. What I should do is a sphere. No, I'm gonna cheat this time. I'm gonna use a cylinder. Oh my goodness, she's using something different. Yes, because with, again, if you're going to use a texture, again, you could get away with using a square, but don't want to do that this time. So we're going to use this cylinder, and I'm going to select line toolkit. We want the faces, we want soft select off. When you select all those, okay. What I'm going to do, select all these, hold shift, deselect those, so I've only got the bottom. We're going to hit extrude, world axis, I'm just going to pull it down a smidge. This is going to create that little section there which I'm going to make red for the ribbon around the hat. It's going to be that Christmassy hat. I guess you could make a snowman hat if you wanted to. You can look around that. Hit extrude. Be very mindful of your extrudes because it's so easy to press it too many times. Just going to put a little bit there. Hit extrude again, and now just going to start scaling it out to be there. Gonna hit extrude again, and this time I'm just gonna pull it down a smidge just to start creating the lip. Suppose I could hit extrude and world axis. Oop, don't do that. Just center and scale it in again. Extrude again. Don't have to do this bit for the inside of it, you can just do maybe all the way to the top-ish there. There you go. Create a nice hat. I might actually, I think what I'll do is just select these faces, hold shift and increase my selected area, and now I'm just going to reduce the size of this a bit just so it doesn't hit the edges there. There we go. So there we go. Awesome. Awesome hat. When you zoom out you may start seeing the edges, but when it's rendered you don't really see it. So this fella will be my hat. Jar box. Hat. We're going to put him dead center on 0 there, and then just pull him right to the top. That is a very tiny hat, so we'll just scale it out. There we go, he has a very interesting hat. I might add to this. You could probably do cool things here. You can probably add a bit of character to it, like rotate the top here a little bit so it's a bit crooked, so he has a slightly crooked hat. Maybe bring it down a smidge. There you go, so he's got a cool hat. There we go. So really happy with my hat. Now we're ready to quickly add texture. Then to finish it off we're going to build up his branches, in which I'll make a speed video of, because once you get the kind of design of it, it's pretty easy. And with the branches, because they're not going to be symmetrical, I'm going to have to make them separately. So first we're going to do, we're going to add our textures. So here I'm going to add the snow texture. So I'm going to go to the rendering tab here. I'm going to, surface, not too shiny, but I don't want it matte either, a little bit of reflection. I'll pick this one, and I'm going to the bin one, and in here I'm just going to call this snow underscore material. Always good to name your materials. And I'm going to increase the color here to white, which is pretty handy. So there's my white color, I'm happy with that. I'm going to click on this. Now the coal's not going to be very reflective, so I'm going to go for a nice basic Lambert, and I'm going to call this one coal underscore material. Ooh, helps if I can spell material correctly. And I'm going to decrease the value just to solid black. Finally, we're going to work on the carrot. So that's going to be fairly easy one. Don't think carrots are that reflective. I'm going to choose this material. Fong material, so I'm going to call this carrot material. And this time I'm going to click on a color. I'm going for a nice, find a nice orangey, quite strong, carroty color. More of a red to it. Crease. Maybe a bit too red. Let's. Because I'm also looking up here as well to have a look at saturation. Too yellow. Yeah, that's a kind of a. I like that. That's a good carrot color to it. So what is too white? Yeah, I might bring it down. Just bring a bit more red to it. Increase. Yeah, it looks kind of good. Now finally, the hat. So I'm going to click on the hat and we're going to give it a nice lambert material. It's not going to be too reflective, and with this guy I'm just going to make it black, just like we did with the coal. Now this is the big difference. We're going to go into our modeling toolkit. It is possible. I'm going to select the faces go around. I just double click to get all the way around. We've got a bit of a bump there. It just adds a bit of character to it, so don't have to worry about that. But I can select those faces and I can hit Lambert again, and this time I'm going to call this one. Let's see, let's get to Lambert 4 here. Should have really renamed it. And call this one hat ribbon underscore material. And I'm going to make this a nice bold red. Just nice bold red there. And Lambert 3, I'm just going to call that one hat underscore material. And there we go. And go back to modeling toolkit, and there we go. Now I've got all my colors there ready. I just need to assign the rest of the stuff to it, and this is the cool way you can get. We're going to go into Windows. We've got rendering editors. We've got Hypershade. This will bring up a nice window where you can see all your different materials. So here we go. We've got all our different materials here. Just going to try and pull this down there. Now the head, I want that to be my snow. So we've got my snow material there. I can right click and assign material to selected. And it is literally, can I do it to more than one? Must be interesting, can I? There we go, select the coal eyes, there's the coal material. That's pretty good. So I can hold shift and just make this a nice quick job there. Again, another reason why it is important to name your materials. So, done there. So, there is my snowman. He's looking more like a cool snowman. That's looking pretty good. Now, we're at the final bit where we're going to make twigs for his arms. Now, you could leave it at that, because that is pretty good as it is as a snowman, but why should we settle for less? So again, you may have guessed it, I am going to go for square. Now, with twigs, with branches, they kind of branch off and go towards the light source, and they go thinner and thinner and thinner. So, we want to make them look as unnatural as possible. I know that sounds a bit weird, and probably from the get-go, I'm going to quickly assign this a material. Twigs are not that reflective, so I'm going to give it Lambert, and I'm going to call this one branch underscore material. Let's see, material. I'm just going to make it just a basic brown color. So let's pick. That was pretty close. So let's bring it quite dark brown. Maybe decrease. No, we don't. No, have it quite saturated. A bit more red? Not too red. Yeah, that's fine. So, there we go, we've got a colour. So, what I'm going to do, where's my modeling toolkit? Grab the face and pull it up. And already at this point, I'm just going to make it a bit thinner. Now here's a little trick I kind of discovered, which is really neat. I am going to need my mesh tools because we're going to be using the edge loop tool. Now this is kind of interesting. I'm going to put an edge loop here, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly grab a face here on the side. I'm going to hit extrude. I'm literally going to pull it and go up like that. I might even rotate this. We'll see. I'm just going to look in smooth preview. No, I don't really need to. And that is all I'm going to keep doing. I am going to keep extruding edges. I'm going to move some edges like here, put B on. Let's decrease the area. Just move this in a smidge to create a kind of branchy, weird look there. And I'm going to hit, let's see, edge loop. I'm going to put an edge loop about here. Turn off soft select, making B there. I'm going to get the face again. And just going to hit extrude, and I'm just going to keep like extruding like so, maybe even getting smaller and smaller. So we're kind of building up a branch look here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep pulling and pushing. I'm going to speed this up, and then I'm going to do the other branch, and that will be the finish of our snowman. So yay! Okay, and there we go. We have ourselves a snowman, and as you can see, really easy to make. And I could have worked on the branches, maybe a bit more three-dimensional, a bit more bend, because this one's a bit more bendy than that one, so could just work. It's relatively easy to work on. Just get some, grab two of our vertices. Just grab a bunch, get smooth select on, and just gonna move it here, maybe bunch up here. Again, adding that little bit of bend to it, just so, because branches are not just one piece, they are. There we go. So that gives it a bit more, because we are working in 3 dimensions. So there you go. Very quick, easy. Nice branch. Can make it a bit harsher in the corners, but there we go. We have ourselves a snowman, and just to let's render it. For anyone, I've not really worked with Arnold. I would suggest having a look on Linda for that. But let's have a look. Go to rendering. Go to rendering. can actually click on render here, and we're looking for the render settings. And here's where you can set up how it's going to be rendered. I want to use the Maya software for this. Yeah, quite happy with all that, so I'll close it down. And render, let's see, render current frame. It's going to render that. And there's my snowman. I could put a nice background and some lighting in there, but there we go. That is how you can create a very quick, very nice little snowman figure that's got good control there, etc. So, till next time, I'll see you later.